Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to Paper Mario. Last time, we we acquired our bucket from the mayor in Shiver City, climbed up all the way up Shiver Mountain, and now we're at the very top, right outside Crystal Palace. In this part, we're actually gonna be going through Crystal Palace, and thankfully, after all the editing that I had to do, this part isn't gonna be. I didn't have to split Crystal Palace into two parts, thankfully. This is a fairly short video, about around a little over the 16-minute mark. So thankfully, I saved a lot of time from all the cuts I had to make. But this dungeon is absolutely fantastic. It's my favorite dungeon in the game, and it's the other reason why I love Chapter 7 so much. It's because of this very palace itself. But before we actually get into the nitty-gritty, we got an new enemy to go over. Swoopula! It's a pun on words. Swooping and Dracula. Anyways. HP of 8, attack of 2, and defense of 0. Just like the fuzzies. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Air Raid. Does a lot of damage to every enemy on screen. Pretty fantastic. But anyways, I was saying. Swoopulas operate similarly to the fuzzies. However, they usually start on the ceiling, and their attack pattern is different depending on whether they're on the ceiling or not. If they're on the ceiling, they take a bit more effort to cling off. They suck your HP a little faster. I don't know what causes this to happen, but for some reason, if they're on the ceiling, they're more efficient at sucking your health, whereas the ones that are just floating in the air. I guess if I have to have a recommendation to you, the Zap Tap badge that we got earlier. Actually, I don't even think we bought that. If you have the badge Zap Tap from the Star Piece Trader, you'll be able to use that. And sadly, I probably should have mentioned this long ago when we had access to it, because it would knock off like, it would essentially counter all those fuzzies that suck HP. So, my mistake on that. But anyway, yeah, use the Zap Tap on the Swoopulas. They can't suck your health. To put it simply, Zap Tap makes Mario permanently static, and whenever he gets attacked, the enemy takes damage. In the case of enemies that suck HP, they can't, because the second they cling onto Mario, they immediately take damage. Unfortunately, this doesn't work with for enemies that use weapons, Koopa-like enemies, because they go in their shells, and enemies that shoot projectiles. So keep that in mind. Plus the damage. Plus, you only deal 1 damage whenever they make a. Whoa! Well, we better beat him. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of duplicates in here. The real Mario is so strong. And the reason I cut that out, even though it's scripted, is because we fought them before. I'd rather not waste your time. But yeah, you're going to be fighting a lot of those, because the main gimmick behind Crystal Palace is the whole mirror reflection thing. As you can see, we're on the other side. And this can lead to different pathways. For instance, if you leave the palace on the other side of the mirror, you can find that star piece right there, so booyah. Plus, the music makes this place feel so ominous. It's kind of fitting, considering, as we were told before from Merle, not Merle, I forgot the ghost's name already, sadly. But the one that gave us the Star Stone. She told us that this was a place to worship the star spirits. It kind of makes sense, considering not only the design of the palace, because there's like stars all over the walls and stuff. It's also the music that adds a sense of mystery to this place. Fitting, considering the puzzles we're dealing with. And you might have noticed that thing we ground pounded into. If you recall that X we encountered earlier, you're going to want to go back to that, because the biggest thing with the reflection with the Crystal Palace is whatever you do on one side will be reflected on the other side of the mirror. So basically, you ground pound through that floor panel, and it will be reflected on the other side where this X here was. And this actually happens a couple of times at the palace, and it's actually pretty interesting. Speaking of interesting, who are all of you? You're all trying to look like me. Mario, don't tell me you can't tell which one is the real Bombette. You can tell, right? Hey, I heard that. You're spreading lies, you imposter. I'm the real Bombette. Oh, no, no. Mario, look carefully at me, and you'll know. I'm the real Bombette. It can only be me. These others are all liars. I'm the one! Mario! Me! Don't fall for these tricks! Oh gosh. She's pretty hyperactive. I'm the real Bombette. Please, trust your eyes and look at me. I'm not lying. No! I can't bear this! Mario, smash the imposters with your hammer. All of you pretending to be me. I can't take it another second. Oh, that's a nice idea. That'll clear all this up. Yes, good idea! I just hate imposters! Mario, I'm the real Bombette, so don't you dare hit me! Okay, I get it. Basically, you want to hit all the ones that use some sort of grammatical, like, gimmick. For the first one, it's a bunch of ellipses. ... Dots. This one's screaming at me, so I don't like you. I'll tell you what's wrong with your disguise, you yell a lot. Then there's the one with the hearts. Curses! I thought we were doing a great job of confusing you. I'll be back. No, you won't. Well, actually, he will. And this one with the stars. Oh, get a load of what Bombette here has to say. The real one. If you hit me with the hammer, I was going to bomb you the next time you napped. Oh, jeez. That's pretty violent of you. I think you actually do take damage if you hit the real Bombette. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you also get ambushed by all of them. I hope that's not the case. I mean, it should be pretty obvious, especially if you're watching this playthrough, as to which ones you have to hit. In the event you do have to fight all four or five of them, I didn't count. Just be prepared, because it's kind of annoying. Who are you? The great and honorable Crystal King said I can't let anyone pass. You're up to no good. I'm going to have to hurt you. And while you're making all those threats, we have another new enemy, and unfortunately it will be the last new enemy for a little while. We got the Gray Magikoopa, just like the other Magikoopas, an attack HP of 11, attack of 3, and defense of 0. This guy's gimmick is to make people transparent, including himself. So that's actually pretty dangerous. And he's gone. Oh, so much for that. In the event you try to attack the Gray Magikoopa and not be able to defeat it, he'll turn himself or the White Clubba transparent. But if you just beat up the Clubba, he runs away. I don't understand why they do that in this game. So just turn yourself transparent over and over again. We can't win the battle. Well, I guess to be fair, recovering from transparency takes up a turn, so you could probably knock it out before it gets another shot at becoming transparent. But anyways, that's all there is with the new enemies. We're getting to a point in the game where new enemies are actually kind of scarce. So I apologize ahead of time if I slowly start to run out of things to say. Little timing puzzle right there. You're gonna want to go back. You're gonna actually want to not do that because you can bomb that wall right there, and it's gonna lead you to a chest. I preemptively went the correct way instead of going for that chest. So you're now going to see me backtrack through that. You can tell that you can bomb the wall because once you go through, you can see the crack on the other side of the wall. A lot of games tend to do that. Oh, excuse me. And we got ourselves the triple dip badge. Triple dip allows you to use 3 items in one battle. It is very handy, but I probably would prefer to put the double dip item on, the double dip badge on, just because it uses less BP. And plus, there should never be an instance where you need to use 3 items at the same time. Heck, I don't even think with the super bosses, and by that I mean 2. We already fought the master. Oh wait, no we haven't. No, we haven't fought him yet. Because there's 2 main super bosses in this game. One is obviously optional, and what the heck? Mario, I'm the real Koopa. But of course you know that, don't you, old boy? Mario, look at me, I'm the real deal. Nobody else looks like Kooper. Mario, come on, I'm Kooper. I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm the real Kooper, Sonny! You believe me, don't you? I'm the real Kooper. There's no doubt about it in your mind, is there, brother? I changed my name last month. Why do I feel like someone else already said that? Smash them all except me, okay? We're buddies. We're brothers, right? I pay that rent! And that's for all the favors I wasted my time doing for you, you jerk. Yeah, sure. I most certainly have some good eyes on me. Yeah, Mario, well done. I don't know how you did it, but you found me out, old boy. My dear boy. Goodbye. I said I was the real Koopa. I don't like you. And then the real Luigi just gets a sudden headache for no reason. It's like, did anyone get a license plate on that Koopa that hit me last night? He most certainly calls you out if you fail that. I guess if you fail on purpose, it'd be kind of humorous, but I didn't bother because, unfortunately, there's another thing I have to point out. I did level up, if you noticed earlier. XP is kind of superfluous now in this chapter, so there's no point in really fighting anybody unless you just straight up can't avoid it. Actually, I got another star piece right here. Now, make a note of that rhino statue, because we have to come back to him. Because if you remember what I said earlier, reflection puzzles. What you do on one side will affect another. Regardless of whether or not the thing in question is different. The reason why I say this is because once we walk into this room, for starters, grab this other star piece. And look at that, star piece is even reflected. The rhino statue is here as well, but it's of a smaller caliber. You push this statue and you go down, and you'll be able to get this. I believe there's a badge on this side. Yes. P down, P up, D down. Now we actually had got a D up, P down earlier. That basically drops one of your stats, makes the other one go up. In that instance, your attack power goes up or your defense goes down. And with the previous one, oh, that's why I didn't cut this out, because I just ran away. And in the case of the other one, your defense went up, but your power went down. I don't bother with any of these badges unless if I absolutely know for a fact I could get away with it. But don't bother. I'd rather not risk, I guess if I have to recommend one, I guess I could recommend the defense up, power down, because, the defense up would be more beneficial. Okay, so I did do a random jump cut here, because I goofed this puzzle up. Because like an idiot, I was starting it, and then I walked out thinking I had to go through the other side of the door, but there's no mirror blocking you. But anyway, this puzzle is actually kind of interesting. The rhino statues are a reflection of the actual rhinos right here, which are stationary. Basically, you're going to you're going to interact with the rhinos, and then they're going to flip their perspective depending on where you approach them from. And then it'll change the statue's perspective too. Basically, what you want to do is you want to you can push the statue from the back side of the rhino. Like if the rhino is facing left, you have to push it from the right. And you just have to essentially get those rhinos on those little markers on the ground. Floor, whatever. Anyway, that was a pretty interesting palace. We're actually going to call it a part here. Next time on Paper Mario. We've got to the end, so now it's time to take on the Crystal King himself. So until then, I got a juice.